This is a Skoda 7S concept, and when it hits UK roads in early 2027, it will become Skoda's first 7-seat electric SUV. Most people still call it the electric Kodiaq because it takes over from where the diesel Kodiaq leaves off, but Skoda's calling it Vision 7S for now, and the production name might change. Production starts in 2026 and UK deliveries are slated for early 2027, so we are roughly 6 months out from the first customer cars if you are watching this right at launch. Let's spend the next 2 hours digging into why this car matters, what it looks like, how it drives, who it's for, and whether it should be on your short list if you need 3 rows and 0 tailpipe emissions. Walk into a Skoda showroom in 2027, and this is what you will see. It's big, but not boxy. Skoda calls the design language modern solid. That means clean surfaces, minimal lines, and a front end that does away with a traditional grille because an EV doesn't need one. Instead, you get a dark tech deck face panel that hides sensors for radar, cameras, and driver assistance. The daytime running lights are T-shaped and they sit high on the bonnet line, which makes the car look wide and planted. Down at the corners are the main headlights. Around the back, the same T-shaped theme continues with the tail lights, and there's Skoda lettering spelled out across the tailgate. It's 4.9 meters long, so roughly the same footprint as a Kia EV9 or a Land Rover Discovery. That matters because it still fits in a UK parking space, but inside you get proper room for 7 adults, not just 5 plus 2 kids. Open the door and the first thing you notice is the interior space. Skoda has gone for sustainable materials here. No leather, even as an option. The seats use recycled fabrics and the dashboard trim is made from things like old fishing nets. It sounds gimmicky, but it feels premium and soft to the touch. The big party trick is a 14.6-inch central touchscreen. It's mounted vertically for driving, so you get maps and media up high where you can see them. But when you park up and want to watch a film or take a video call, the whole screen rotates the landscape. That's not something we have seen on a Skoda before. In front of the driver is a small 8.8-inch digital cluster, plus a head-up display with augmented reality that projects arrows right onto the road in front of you. The steering wheel is a new 2-spoke design with haptic buttons. Some people love them, some don't, so we will test that properly later. Now the seats. This is a true 7-seater. Row 2 has 3 individual seats and they all slide and recline. If you have baby seats, you can fit 3 ISOFIX points across the middle row. Row 3 is not a penalty box. I am 6 foot tall and I can sit behind myself with my knees just touching the seat in front. Headroom is good because the roofline stays flat. Getting into row 3 is easy too. The middle row seats slide forward with one pull, and there's a proper grab handle. Skoda has also fitted a child seat on the center console between the front seats. It swivels to face the rear, so you can keep an eye on the baby while you charge. That's a concept detail, but Skoda says a version of it will make production. Boot space is huge. With all 7 seats up, you still get 300 liters, which is enough for a few school bags or a weekly shop. Drop the 3rd row and you are looking at 630 liters. Fold everything flat and it's over 2,000 liters. There's also a 40-liter frunk under the bonnet for charging cables. Let's talk numbers, because this is where the 7S has to deliver. It sits on VW Group's MEB platform, but it's the updated MEB Plus version. That means better efficiency and faster charging. Battery is 89 kilowatt-hours usable. Skoda is targeting 370 miles WLTP, which is roughly 600 kilometers. In the real world, expect 300 to 320 miles in summer and 240 to 260 in a UK winter. That's enough for London to Edinburgh with one short stop. Charging is the big news. It runs an 800V system, so it can take 200 kilowatts DC. That means 10 to 80% in under 30 minutes if you find a fast enough charger. At home on a 7 kilowatts wall box, 0 to 100% is about 13 hours. It also gets bidirectional charging, so you can use a car to power your house in a blackout or charge another EV. Skoda calls it vehicle to load and vehicle to home. Power comes from dual motors for all-wheel drive. Skoda hasn't confirmed final figures, but the concept runs 200 kilowatts, which is 268 brake horsepower. Expect a production car to have around 300 brake horsepower and 0 to 62 miles per hour in about 7 seconds. It won't be a VRS model, at least not at launch. The focus is on comfort and efficiency. Drive modes will include Eco, Normal, Sport, individual, and an off-road mode that raises the air suspension. Yes, it gets optional air suspension, which is rare in this class. Ground clearance in off-road mode is 235 millimeters, so it will handle farm tracks and snowy roads without drama. On the road, the weight is the main thing you notice. It's a 2.5-ton car, but the battery is low and the steering is light, so it hides it well. Around town, the turning circle is tight for something this long, and the cameras give you a proper 360 view. On the motorway, it is quiet. Skoda has used acoustic glass and extra sound deadening, so at 70 miles per hour you just hear a bit of wind around the mirrors. Ride comfort on the standard 20-inch wheels is excellent, especially with air suspension. On 21s it gets a bit busier, but still fine for a family car. One-pedal driving is available, with strong regging that can bring you to a stop. You can also set it to auto regging using the radar, so it coasts when the road is clear and slows down for traffic. Tech and safety is where Skoda is pushing hard. It will launch with Travel Assist 3.0, which means adaptive cruise with lane sensing that works down to a stop. It will also have remote parking, so you can get out and use your phone to roll it into a tight space. There are 9 airbags, including a central airbag between the front seats. Skoda is targeting a 5-star Euro NCAP score. For family buyers, there's an interior radar that can detect if you leave a child or pet in the car, and it will send an alert to your phone and turn on the AC. The infotainment runs Skoda's latest software with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's a built-in app store, so you can download things like Spotify and Zoom directly to the car. Updates are over the air, so it should get better over time. Let's talk rivals and pricing, because that decides if people buy it. In early 2027, the main competition is the Kia EV9, Hyundai Ioniq 9, Volvo EX90, and the Peugeot E5008. The EV9 starts around £65,000, and the EX90 is £80,000 plus. Skoda has always been the value brand in the VW group, so expect the 7S to undercut them. UK pricing should start around £55,000 for the base single-motor version, and £62,000 for the dual-motor we are driving. That makes it the cheapest 7-seat EV with over 300 miles of range. Compared to the diesel Kodiaq, it's about £15,000 more, but running costs are lower. Charging at home on off-peak electric could be 3p per mile versus 15p for diesel. Over 3 years and 30,000 miles, that's a £3,600 saving. There's also no road tax until 2025 rules change, and company car tax is 2% BIK for EVs, which is huge if you are a business user. Who is this car for? If you need 7 seats and you want electric, your choices right now are limited and expensive. The Tesla Model X is 6 or 7 seats but starts at £100,000. The Mercedes EQS of is £120,000. The EV9 is the closest, but Skoda will be cheaper and has that reputation for practicality. School run, family holidays, airport runs with the in-laws, this car does all of it without petrol. If you only need 5 seats, a Skoda Enyaq or Tesla Model Y is cheaper and more efficient. But if you regularly carry 6 or 7 people, this is one of the first mainstream EVs that works. Let's wrap up with some ownership stuff. Warranty will be 3 years or 60,000 miles for the car and 8 years or 100,000 miles for the battery, which is standard for VW Group. Servicing is every 2 years because there's no oil to change. You just need brake fluid, cabin filters, and inspections. Skoda dealers are already installing 150 kilowatt chargers, so servicing should be easy. Insurance group is likely to be high, around Group 40, because it's expensive and fast. Charging network is the last piece. In 2027, the UK should have over 80,000 public chargers, and Skoda gives you access to the VW Group's LE Network Plus Ionity discounts. So, should you wait for it? If you are buying a diesel Kodiaq today, keep it if you do huge miles and can't charge at home. But if you have a driveway and you need 7 seats, put your name down. Early 2027 deliveries mean order books open late 2026. First edition models will be loaded with kit, then cheaper trims follow. We will drive the final production car as soon as we can and do a full range test, a 1,000-mile challenge, and a comparison with the EV9. Until then, let me know in the comments what you want to see. Would you pick this over a hybrid Kodiaq? Do you trust Skoda to do a £60,000 family EV? And if you are a Kodiaq owner now, would you go electric next? That's the full tour of the Skoda 7S concept, the electric Kodiaq for 2027. Thanks for sticking with me for 2 hours. If you found this useful, hit subscribe and check out our video on the Toyota Highlander EV, which is the other big 7-seat electric SUV coming to the UK in 2027. See you in the next one.